Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm Jordan.
I'm JD.
Glad to have you here. We are Help Up Off the Ground. We're an organization that aims at helping people in all the different ways that they might need help.
Absolutely.
Try to provide community and bring them together. And glad to be here with you guys today. Um, we've had a lot go on in the last couple weeks that we are excited to kind of talk about, or go where the conversation leads us. Um, but yeah, glad 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 to have you guys here. Um,
100%. I feel like the last 2 weeks have really got crazy.
it's been absolutely crazy. I mean, with man, genuinely, I feel like with everything that has been happening, I genuinely feel like we're kind of been under attack. Not only just us, but like everyone that we've been talking to. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's
Everyone that's in contact with the group that we have around us, it's everybody who's in contact with them has had something happen to them that
right,
has caused it to be difficult to either one get together or do anything with anyone.
right.
You know what I mean? Like whenever we got together with, you know, each other and stuff over the weekend, it was like at first I was being attacked, and guys, I was.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know if you were being attacked. I was attacked this weekend. What are you talking about? I was like
Okay.
throwing up like for like 12 hours.
Yeah,
Had
but
like this IBS fit.
I'm talking about at the beginning of that day. So the beginning of that day, like I was talking to you about, like the whole thing with like I realized that whatever it is doesn't want me to enjoy us all getting together and doing something, because I could be in the best of moods and feel fine like I am right now.
Right.
But the moment that people show up and we're like, we're all gonna go do something, it's like my mood's like switches and it's irritated, and I've noticed it, and I'm like, why? So it's like I've noticed that there's something. I noticed that day. That's why I like I said, tried to be distant for a minute to kind of correct myself without saying things that I didn't need to. And so started with that day, where it was like like stupid stuff too. Like you and Rachel wanted to stop and get the little ice cream pretzel thingies with the icing or whatever, and I'm like, nah. It was irritating to me, and I'm like, why? So I walk off, and when I'm over there, and I'm just like talking to myself, and I'm like, God, I can just feel that there's a misaligned part within me that is not walking in the direction that you are calling it to. And I'm just sitting there like, this is one of the moments where I have to like tell myself, like you're gonna align with the Father's will, and you're gonna do what He has given you today to do.
Right.
And so, like, instead of getting annoyed and irritated at the situation that I was in, even though it might have been at the time for me, like, what good does it do to be in that kind of situation? What good does it do for me to be in an irritating, annoying situation at the time, being annoyed and irritated?
Right.
I have to get out of that to beat that situation.
Right.
So I noticed that, and then I prayed whenever you guys were getting the pretzels and stuff. And then when you came over there, it was like I started looking around me and being like, bro, look at where you're at. Look at who you're with. Look at what you're doing.
Mm.
And I'm like, and then I looked up,
Them little
then
blessings.
and then I start thinking, and I'm like, thank you, Lord.
Right.
And then I just took a step back, and then I'm like, we'll do whatever we want then. And then the attack transferred to you.
Right. Bro, I gotta commend you though, because like brag on you for a minute, like genuinely, like you have a something that people can learn from in how you not always react and respond, but more times than not, when you think about what you do, you have a tendency to come back and um, self-evaluate very well, and then come back and apologize, come back and correct course and make the changes. Like you're more often than most do I see you come back in and be like, so this is how I was wrong, or like, and like that's hard to do.
Well,
Like,
that stems from when I was in football. One of my coaches, he said that he asked me one time. I had so we've talked about my upbringing, my childhood before.
right,
Um, that'll be a thing one day that I get into on here. I don't have a problem with talking about those things. You know what I mean? But just to keep a long story short, uh, you know, with how I grew up in an abusive home as far as my father goes, and substance abuse and things all around me from earliest of memories that I can think of, all through my childhood, growing up through high school, all of it. You know what I mean? I was in, I think I was in seventh grade, and this was my fourth or fifth season playing football.
right,
And at this point, I knew that I was pretty good, and I was practicing even when I didn't need to. We had practice in the morning before school, practice right after school, and then most of the time on weekends we were off. Saturdays, Sundays. If we won our game on the weekend, we'd have that Monday, that next day off of practice. But I typically would practice like at my house because like I was starting to feel that passion for sports, right?
right.
But I let that passion get to my head one time, knowing that I was better than the guy I was going up against.
Mm.
I I did something where like I beat him, I caught the ball, and I was about to score a touchdown. This was in practice. Like I basically quarterback hiked the ball, and he designed a slant route for me to where I do a 5 yard in slant, and like as soon as I went to cut inside, I knew that I beat him because he was standing like flat footed, wide open, and I was already cut towards where I was gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I caught the ball and I took off and like could have scored, but instead of scoring, I just like embarrassed him by
Mm.
like just sitting there, caught the ball and walked, and then I just
Of course.
I threw the ball down and just like spun it onto the field. It was practice, I'm like,
So
look, you
humble.
I was like, you got beat, and I'm like sitting there, and this was like I said, this was one of the first moments that like
Right.
I had a good coach, and shout out to like good football coaches because like a lot of those people are like father figures to people, you know what I mean? So
Bro, in
like
a day that needs some father figures.
like I get to the sideline after that, or I actually try going back to the huddle after that to run another play because most of the time you have a set play that we do like okay, we ran that play, let's run these plays, and we're doing it practice like get ready for games, get ready for game speed. And coach is like, no, blows the whistle. He runs over to the huddle and he's like looking at me. And he's like, grabs me by the face mask. And he's like grabbing me and pulling me out of the huddle, walking me to the sideline. He's like looking over to the sideline and he whistles for the backup to come in. And he's like, you come in, come give me some plays. And then he takes me to the sideline, sits me on the bench, still holding on to my helmet, my face mask. And he gets right up into it. He's like, if I ever see you not be a humble football player and respect your teammates and people that you're competing against, you will never play football on my field again. And then I looked at him and I was like, got into an argument. I kind of was like, what did I do that was so disrespectful? You know, he got beat and I could have went and scored on him, but instead I stopped and I gave him a chance to at least stop me from scoring, and he sat there in defeat.
Mm.
And then the coach, he looked at me and he was like, yeah, he sat there in defeat of someone who should be helping him get back up. You're his teammate, not the person he's going against.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there, I thought about it, and I'm like, you're right. Like, I should have at least went and ran and scored the touchdown, came back, been like, hey man, next time if I do this, don't, help him do something. So it was just one of them things where coach was like, we know you're good, but like, it ain't always about being good. Sometimes it's about respecting the other person and being like, see their point of view, because maybe if you look through their lens, you'll see why they think that you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And you'll be able to be like, I apologize for offending you because I never even would have thought about it that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, been a lot of times where Rachel's corrected me that way, where I've been like, man, I know I'm right. I got this argument won. Like, I'm done. And then she'll say something and be like one-liner, and I'll be like, yeah, that was the one thing I didn't see coming. Like, be like, I played every scenario through my head of this argument, and I didn't see that thing coming right there. So I'm gonna go out there a second, and I'll come back in a minute.
Right.
Give me some time to
Reprocess that whole thing.
I'm usually out there like, I got a lot to say in the room, and then I go out and I'm like,
The wisdom of
God's
the
up.
Lord.
Yeah, God's up here, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, usually one of those moments where you're like, all right.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, I also grew up in a military home, so my dad was always like, take your comeuppance when you earn them, son. So, like, you did something wrong, guess what? Take the punishment. It's coming. So, like, I've always been the person to be like, man, I was wrong. Well, go get this over with. So I go in there and I'm like, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
See,
Here's where I'm at.
I don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong. I'm just never wrong.
You see what? You see what the? Okay, so we'll get into we'll talk about that later. No, what I will say though is I've noticed in myself is that I've started to use that to not cross the line. I've started to be like, I could see myself coming back to apologize for something if I don't keep my tongue under control right here. Because, like,
Using that.
The power of life and death is in the tongue. So, like,
bro, you just preaching tonight. Like, this is all you have it, dude. I love it.
That's just, like you said, like, being able to reevaluate yourself sometimes is, I've found for me, it's helped me a lot, especially with, relationships like me and you have. Like, I have relationships in my life, friends, you, Rachel, Matt, Evan, that at the end of the day, yeah, like, I can guarantee you right now, at some point in time, one of us and others are going to aggravate and frustrate and piss each other off. But at the end of the day, if if Jesus and God is willing to put up with all the idiotic, stupid crap
Mm.
that I have done in my life and I've put him through, but he still says that I'm his and I'm his child and that he loves me and he forgives me and that he calls me his,
Right.
um, then, maybe the relationship doesn't look the same as it used to, but the relationship's still going to be there because if I walk away, then that's a guarantee that no work can be done, you know?
Right.
Now that's with mutual mutuality there. Both parties want that, then that's great. You can't have that if both don't, you know?
Right.
So like I'm very blessed with the relationships that I have where we all care about each other and our children, care about our children.
Right.
My kids care about your kids and your kids mine and all of them.
Right.
They care about each other so much. We see it almost every day that
Right.
even though they get mad at each other, they go away for a while. The next day, they're like, "Man, I really miss Jax. I want
Right.
to go see what he's doing. Like,
Right.
I feel bad about it." They start saying like, even though I'm mad at him, I still want to hang out. Like,
Bro, even though like get in trouble with each other and like be mad at each other and like one of them gets sent over to your house or something and then like literally 10 minutes later they're like, "Hey, can we hang out again?"
yeah, they're like screaming at each other, like, "Oh my God, you always do this!" And then next thing you know, they're like, "So sorry about earlier, dude. You want to go play outside?"
Right. Wanna go ride bikes?
Yeah, let's go. Go hang out.
Jax is so excited that he learned how to ride a bike.
He was talking about it when he showed up.
Right.
He's like, "Uncle JD, guess what?" And I'm like, "What, dude?" And he goes, "I learned how to ride a bike." And I'm like, "Dude, no way." And he goes, "Yeah, so all of us know how. Isn't that cool?" And I'm like, "That's so cool." Dang, man.
It was good. We had a good time. Learning how to do it out in the rain. We watched a bunch of videos and I'm like, "Bro, it's easy. Like you just overthinking it." And then
The
like
balance part is the hard part. That's it. Once you figure out the balance part, you're good.
right. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for football season to come up. I'm excited for some new artists to be coming out with some new music.
Dude, speaking of that, we were just talking about uh who was it? No Big Deal. Uh and then like literally a day or two later, I see a short video of him and it was him saying, "Huh, people are saying Dilly has not had any lyricism lately."
What?
And then it's like, "Huh," and he's like sitting there doing this and he's like he starts writing. And then he goes, "This day," and it was like May 9th or something, and it was like, "It's gonna be there." And then it's like, "It's gonna be no features." And then he's like,
Oh,
"Okay."
I saw something about that. No features, but then he got
Yeah.
Kato or something.
And then he's like, "I kind of broke on the features just because this guy went off,
Right.
but I'll show you what I'm talking about later." And then he's like,
Bro, see, like I'm excited for that. I like
because like we've talked, like he's really been just helping out his homies, and like now he's at the point where he's like,
for real, and like genuinely, but like he's
like,
been helping out the homies lately.
like they all his level
Bro,
talent.
like
They're
he brought some good talent.
that's
Like I can't think of like names right now to drop names, but like genuinely Indie Tribe,
isn't Tori Deshawn on there?
bro, Tory Deshawn is
Tori Deshawn's on Indie Tribe, I believe.
bro, Tory
You
Deshawn is
got
fire, dude.
John Keith. John Keith.
Oh man. Bro, there's so many of them though. Like, bro, what about like God Over Money though?
Oh man,
Bro, Bizzle hasn't. I feel like Bizzle hasn't dropped nothing in a minute either. We're seven.
I ain't
Seven
listened to
Bizzle,
Seven
where
in a
you
while.
at?
Neighborhood Hope Dealer.
Bro, J Monty, he coming for you. Watch. Nah, bro, did you hear, bro? Just that's what we'll do. Is like we should start out J Monty's Caterpillar and do the NF journey
Through
with
J Monty.
through J Monty's NF Caterpillar. And like I think I've heard like good 85% of them.
Then
But
we'll probably find a few that we
we
haven't
gotta
in there.
find
Then
a
we're gonna be like,
few
dang.
names in there that I'm like, bro. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bro, Caleb Gordon coming up hot though. And
yeah.
and of course Forrest Frank, kid's favorite. But
Forrest Frank, he's a talented guy there.
he definitely has come out with a lot of amazing music lately.
He got to
Like,
be able to come up with beats quick. Like
bro,
the
so
way
what
he
I
puts,
go
the way
ahead.
he just puts songs out like crazy is just like he got beats ready.
What I appreciate from him is
But they're
like
great.
he always has this like nostalgia element to a lot of his music. Like he samples heavy from different artists. Like you can feel like he had a whole nostalgia pack before he went uh whatever with into his first actual studio album. Um and like every bit of it you know has that nostalgia feel of the song that it pulled from. And you can still feel that in even all of his music now. Like there's been songs that were like, man, this feels like this from this band, or this from that artist, or
Yeah,
you know um I really appreciate that. Like we'll pick those apart and whatnot in our Discord and whatnot, but not on camp. um
right.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the new music though. Like genuinely, like I'm that's
NF hasn't
we're
dropped
gonna we're
nothing
gonna
in a
have
while
to
either.
what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to like come up like some um what is that called? Reaction videos, or like watch party of when it drops. I bet you, bro, I bet you Dilly gonna have a whole watch party.
Probably.
Bro, what if we stream us watching the watch party? I'm sure we can find the permission to do that. Dilly, help us out, bro. You
Do
hear
it.
that, bro? Dilly, help us out.
Hey, you were at our church's RevCon a couple years ago. Come on now.
Man. Uh
Kieran?
Hearing the light? I, again, it's one of those ones, you know. He has a few bangers. Couple. Maybe few.
1K few?
1K few?
Um, what do you think right now, like Christian artists? What would you say for people who may not know would be a slept on Christian hip hop artist that even people who don't listen to Christian rap should check out because they got some bangers. Someone that you think that they should check out. I got a couple.
I got a couple, but like it like I always try to go like too situational, I feel like.
Well, one of them I'm gonna say not really a slept on one, but I feel like would fit in very well with a secular crowd of music right now is Forrest Frank,
Right.
because he's got that radio sound on some of his songs,
Right.
that summer vibe. Um, But a slept on artist that I think even secular people could get, sorry, not secular people, but secular music listeners would appreciate, especially hip hop artists. If you're any kind of old school hip hop artist, you would appreciate someone like Dayton or
See, that's where I was gonna go. I was
Bizzle.
gonna go in the direction of like when I'm on the street with people and
Bizzle, Dayton,
bro, it's Bizzle, it's Dayton,
Seven,
it's Seven, it's 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 like
like old school Lecrae.
that old school Lecrae, dude.
Still
It
got Triple E out there, like
bro, Flame is kind of slept
Flame.
on, dude. Honestly, Flame has some bangers from back in the day. I mean, he's got some good music now,
Ooh,
but
Dante.
Zonti,
He kind of
but
revived
see,
his career a little bit. That newest album was pretty powerful.
Oxygen, that was fire, dude.
That was a good one.
Oxygen was fire. Um,
You know who else hasn't dropped nothing in a while is Andy Mineo.
no, Mineo, but see, Mineo has he's going independent though. That's
Yeah.
why
Might go independent and do it like Deal.
he got to do it like Dilly, bro.
So to wait, does that mean that Dealey went? He was independent, right? So is like no big deal, and his friends did they started Indie Tribe, right?
Yeah, from what I understand.
So it's kind of like Lecrae did with what he had with Reach, right?
Yeah, but except like from what I understand of it is like Lecrae kind of built Reach the studio way, and kind
Right.
of Dilly's doing it the independent way.
Hmm. So Lecrae built it to be a record company.
Right.
No big deal built it
To
to be an independent
group of collective
group
of artists.
of artists.
Yeah, right, correct.
Like we're a team of group or of Christian rappers. Like
That's what I understand of it.
we all collectively working together here.
Right.
Um,
The I would say, man, like I keep wanting to go to like some old school people, but like Mr. Johnson maybe or like man, there's a guy Sam
Mission,
man, I can't remember his name.
Mission
He
be
got a
one.
big old sound voice, big full sounding voice. Like bottle, like bro, like Cali rap. Bro, I'm gonna have to find him. Uh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know where to even begin to what to search for. So, nope. Try again later. um, bro, Mr. Johnson though?
Mr. Johns, like like the pastor.
Like 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 he knows my name by Mr. Johnson. I had to pull it up. That way. It's playing in the background. So if you hear us jamming out a little bit, that's what's playing in the background.
Ah,
I mean, this isn't like super lyrical. It's just it got that groove and that feel. I mean, it's kind of a little lyrical. But it come about blood.
you know,
Bro.
You know what else lately I've noticed is since all the change that's gone on at church is that like it kind of seems like the worship band has stepped up their songwriting a little bit. Like it's like not to say that they haven't been good before, but like it just seems like they're really dialed in and they're focused and they're like
I
they're
feel like that
they're making really
they have
good
put a lot of investment into
yeah,
their worship ministry in general.
and they're trying to build it up
Right.
because they know the platform that it has could have, which is good.
Worship is important.
Yeah,
Um, I mean,
that's
it's
like I watched it change the whole room on Sunday.
right.
Whenever we were first, like honestly, the auditorium at South is usually pretty bumping. You know, they're usually pretty loud and people are rambunctious, and most of the time you look around, it's alive in there.
Right.
But last Sunday when we were there, I looked around and it was just like it felt dead, but like you still had your typical like groups of people that like we do, raise their hands, jumping, singing, doing their thing, but it was like a lot less people than normal. But then like I just was like, I'm just gonna sit here and do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm gonna focus on worshiping. And like as I listened to worship, like I heard multiple worship leaders like tell the crowd, like Don get up there and be like, hey, he's a good king and he deserves a good praise. And he's like getting up there, he's like, so get up and come on. He's like telling them, he's like, he deserves a good praise. So he's like, so praise. He's like telling them, like,
Oh no, one of my screens turned off.
he's telling them all this stuff. And then it's just like, what happened?
My screen turned off. You keep going.
Oh, so like, it was cool. I watched like you said, worship's extremely important. Um, and I watched the worship team literally change the atmosphere of the entire room. Like, not like it normally does by people worshiping and sacrificing what they would normally want to do themselves and giving it to God by worshiping, but by the worship team seeing that the crowd was lacking a little bit of of motivation, a little bit of heart behind their words. And I heard Brandon say a few things to get the crowd pumped up. I heard Don get up there and say what I was saying, and I heard, Annie and Eli and everyone just up there like telling people, "Come on, like get up, let's go." And then it was just like over and over again on Sunday. I kept hearing them, and then eventually, after like Eli, the last time they were doing stronghold walls, and Eli at the end, whenever they're doing the stronghold walls at the end, when it's real loud and he starts like kind of singing loudly,
Mm-hmm.
he like I looked around and he's going like this with he's like stronghold walls and he's going like this, and then the whole like it changed the whole
Right.
atmosphere and attitude of everyone. Like at the beginning of worship, everyone's hands were down and kind of like laid back and like depressed looking.
Right.
And then 5 songs later, I look around and the auditorium's like people are standing up, packed, and a bunch of people in there jumping around, smiling, singing, and people crying because they're encountering God. And like I looked over and this old lady was like shaking her head, smiling, raising her hand because just in it. And I'm like, man,
That's awesome,
it
man.
was cool because like you said, Pastor John even made a point. He was like, he got up there. He's like, "Can we give it up for our worship team?" He's like, "These guys, they got up here and they corrected some attitudes when they got on stage, and it was like they did. There were some. And I've been there. I've been there in church being like, I don't want to. I want to sit like this. I don't want to stand up right now. Like
if I'm that person who is
like I don't. It's kind of like the hard fought
like
hallelujah thing. Like I don't always feel it, but that's when I need it the most.
but that's what I needed the most.
I'm
That's
at
what
the
I was about to say. Is
yeah
when for me genuinely, if you don't see me worshiping like someone you've never seen worship before in your life,
yeah
let's be real. If you don't see me worshiping like that, I'm probably dealing with something. Either in my head at that moment or actually dealing with something
yeah.
like and that's when I need it the most.
That or God's literally downloading something to you in that moment.
Right. No, exactly.
Read it. Take a 5-second read.
No,
And
bro,
you'll
for real, dude. I went to this guest. I was a guest at a church this week, and that was. I'm losing track. The Bizzle came on, bro.
you're going hard.
um, the the pastor was really relational in that regard. What were we talking about, dude? The song threw me off so good.
Uh, the atmosphere, like how worship is important,
Right.
and yeah,
Like there is absolutely
I think something else that pairs really well with worship that churches, at least I can speak for the church that we're a part of, like that they're good at is freedom to freedom to worship how you want. If you dance to worship, there's people who dance at our church almost every service that I watch. They jump, they spin, they sing loud. You know what I'm saying though?
right.
Like
So that's what I was saying. It's I was a guest at this church and I was for sure the loudest person in the building. Unfortunately.
they weren't a fan,
Oh no.
or were they cool?
I don't know if they were a fan or not. I was praising Jesus. I'm sure they were a fan of it. So, but there was a point in the middle of one of the songs where like as you're saying that it could almost seemingly come off as I backed down, but genuinely God was talking to me, and it was like you said, that download moment of oh, oh, oh man, I see what you do in here, God. Oh, so you're about to, oh, okay, and then as the pastor comes out and the things start to unfold, it's God, I absolutely love Like it was super cool because a number of different things happened that even got us there, and running into people that like I would have had no possible chance of like I know their family family from hundreds of miles away is friends that that's crazy,
Yep.
anywho. um So there was just a he was preaching on Hebrews 13 and talking about how let brotherly love continue, and how we're supposed to do that, and what that looks like, and like as he's preaching is like, bro, like the way that we live our lives, the way that we wake up daily and try to think of what is it that you want to accomplish through us today? What is your will through me today? Like, cuz it's my life for your will.
Yeah.
And as our day constantly, every single day turns into helping the homeless, or helping these
Right.
you know, domestic assault victims, leaving and fleeing from their abusers. You have like just constantly thing after thing after thing after thing that like there's no way that my life, like there's no way that I could picture what my life brings the next day at times, because
Right.
I'm living my life in a way of like, God, what's next? Where do I go?
Right.
And so like
My next moment relies on God.
my next moment, like everything, like we can't make it to the next month without him,
Right.
like, and there's so many things that have to be balanced to even be able to live that way, you know all of our own families, all of our own finances, all of our own, you know homeschooling, and all of the food, and all of the different, like we can't neglect one thing to go do the other thing. But
Right.
like God gives us the resources to, as he calls you into the next season, he gives us the resources to take care of what you're currently responsible for, and what you steward well here, he gives you more, you know um and so like it's been crazy to ride this experience.
Kind of like getting on a roller coaster without knowing you're on one.
Right, right.
Getting on
And
a roller coaster thinking it's a bumper car ride.
bro, like
And
we've
then it
used
just takes off.
the roller coaster analogy so many times in the last couple months, and like it's such a good analogy. Like like genuinely every single day we have no idea what to expect. um you know we climb these hills, and we get to these great heights, these glory peaks, um these places of um you know from this point we say, man, God is good. We can see the
Right.
next thing. You see all of the views. You kind of it slows down for a moment, right before this decline and this rush and the thrill of what God is about to bring you through. And this
Sometimes there's also this fear
the fear.
of like,
Hey, look,
what is God
listen.
about?
I told you, I'm the extrovert. I'm the loud, screamy worshiper. It's just all my perspective. I'm an 8 on an Enneagram. It's just what I do. So I get it. Some people have the fear. I'm saying from my perspective on this roller coaster, the analogy works so many different ways. That's why it's so good. But like, you go through these corkscrews of like, bro, like I had no idea like how we were gonna get through that. Like
That's
so.
exactly what I'm saying. It's like, you're telling me we're going up there?
Bro, why does my screen keep turning off? I'm sorry, screen. Please, please stop turning off.
Stop it.
Stop it.
You would stop it.
Well, it
Just
keeps being, it's super distracting for me. Like I keep losing my like I am so ADHD tonight.
yeah.
So good.
Where the truth is life. Why does it keep turning off?
I don't know. Probably because I'm not moving my mouse or something. I don't know. Oh, look, I started recording at some point. At least I didn't stop streaming. That's nice.
How beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if
So good.
yeah. All right. The panel protect process did not complete. Press the execute button. I don't want to do that. Like that's what you're wanting to do? Like I don't want to do a panel care protection process right now. Bro, this screen's smarter than it's
It's the iPhone 60,
the
12 or whatever. 6,000 right there. Whatever homeboy said at church. What did he say?
iPhone 17.
Came in with the tablet
I
for your
have
notes.
a tablet for my notes. Bye screen. I had a tablet for I brought in my it's over there. I brought in my Google Pixel tablet, take notes during Bible study, and he's like, "What's that? The iPhone 17?" It was so good. So I have this like ultra wide curved monitor, and that's where JD's reference of like iPhone 72.
Says how many inches wide this screen is.
It might be 72 centimeters.
49 inches wide though.
49-inch curved. It's crazy. Gaming monitor? Hardcore.
That's crazy. Wonder what made him think about curving monitors.
Well, duh, because your eyeballs are round and your head is round. And so, like, you see around you better with your round head and your round eyeballs. It just makes sense. I have no idea, but it like no genuinely it's probably got to do something with like your
Field of
peripheral,
vision.
your field of vision, you know, making it more immersive and being able to like so
We're about to have a never-ending stream.
oh yeah, it'll be all right. We'll just
This
yeah.
screen turning off on
Yeah,
its
well, I
own.
have other screens on. I just this one doesn't work. I'll have to move some stuff over to turn off the stream.
Figure out why it's not working.
Yeah, well, I think it's trying to do the panel protection thing. My screen's been on literally all day, dude. Like so like I had like an internal stream on our Discord going. You know, Jax was playing Xbox and I was watching the radar and we had, you know, crazy weather and you know, like I was preparing all of the different stuff and like my monitor's been on all day. Actually broke it in. Had a full day of use in the new spot that it's in.
I like this spot though.
Yeah, I like it.
Gives you some more space in your room too.
Yeah, oh gosh, I'm getting tired. Um,
What do we got tomorrow?
we're gonna go help Mark. They need to
Storage unit
do a
and
couple
some other
things,
things.
a couple errands, and then I'm gonna probably have some work for him
Do you need me to
here and there.
just ride with you, or
Um,
I don't know what Rachel has planned for tomorrow yet.
yeah, let's get together like first thing in the morning and kind of play that part by ear. Jack's normally
Vinny starts school about 8:45, 9 o'clock.
yeah, and they both do it at night. I was saying that like I think that it would probably be almost best for us to go during their school. Like it's almost it's an hour round trip and then plus the stops and whatnot. So if we go like in that like 9:30 10 range, then we're back by the time that it's about lunchtime, nap time. We can assist with that process and get the project started. And then, I think that would probably be the best. Um, I wonder how long it's going to take my monitor. But um, you know, one thing I didn't check was like uh check to see if the stream was online. I didn't check like if it actually. I'm sure it's fine. But
On where? YouTube and
yeah, YouTube or Twitch is what I think we're broadcasting on now. Just no one's really talked in chat. upHoff G at upHoff G. But well, what are we at? It's already 12:15.
I don't see it on YouTube right here.
I don't know. Um, let's my monitor's not working. I don't know if we're online or not. Um, let's just pray and end the stream from what I can, from where we're at now. I can't really even get to my Bible app to do the devotion right here.
It's on. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, cool. Well, false call. But I mean, if you'd like, we could. It's 9. I mean, it's already 12:20. Perfect. We're live. Um, Yeah, I want to, yeah. Um, Dear God, thank you for today. Thank you for this last week, for providing for us, for walking with us and teaching us and bringing the different people that you have to us. God, we pray that you continue to give us your peace, give us your wisdom as we make the decisions that we have to make. God, give us discernment as we talk to the people that we talk to. God, we love you. God, please go before us, continue to direct us. God, we know that you're on the verge of doing something big. And God, we love that you are allowing us to be a part of it, God. Look forward to all that you have for us tomorrow, God. Uh, please bless every person that is in the earshot of my voice. God, give them favor, give them peace, help them not be quick to anger, but slow to God, we love you. We thank you. We praise you in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, you have anything else you want to add?
No,
Okay.
no. All praise to the Most High because He saved me.
All praise to the Most High because He saved me. God bless you guys. See you next time.
Shalom.